Yeah, I mean, you know, VP on Inferno, I don't know, mate. This is kind of like a map that feels like Jame had a hand in making, you know? Like, it's just one that leans so favorably into the VP style. And you know, we've definitely seen that work to their detriment versus, you know, top opposition, right? The inclination to save is already something that shoots through this team in a very big way. But let's not wait any longer. Let's get into this. Virtus.pro, T-side start. Jame, full belt of utility. Where does he want to put it? What does he want to do with it? Copenhagen Flames, they at least get to start over on this CT side. For me, I want to see a strong performance from nicoodoz from the get-go. I think we're going to need to. It can't just be Roy again.
Absolutely. If Copenhagen Flames want to long out this series to overpass, and even then, well, that's a good map for them. VP will also smile with glee at the prospect. Gabby trying to pick B. Decoys coming in, VP playing with their food and might just boost on the corner as well. They hit the flick, and he will just back out instead. A couple of flashes over the top, but no re-aggression. VP just take that full banana control with the exception of Flit. He's lurking up in apartments right now. We'll see if he makes that first contact, tries to keep Copenhagen Flames on the triple setup right now. He needs to do nothing. They are still here. You never know when it's a commit for VP, and a minute on the clock. They are not in a hurry just yet. They double back out of B. Still got plenty of smokes. Molly, double flash to sell a fake, or even just run this exec on A. Might just see this Molotov in the pit for a Jame. 40 seconds. This is about the time to go for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, out into top middle. It's Yakindar besting Roy. It's a real script flip from that Vertigo game, and qikert gonna start to move in, deals with the first. nicoodoz back at the site, just trying to buy a bit more time. And James the king of it, he's gonna lock in that kill, and with it the bomb plant now, the turntables as it's a 2-on-3 retake. Abby and Hooksy, they do at least have a kit to work with, giving you that 5-second extra bit of time. Is that going to matter, though, as they are getting swung? Double peek from inside of the site. Yakindar makes it look easy, and only Yabi left. Oh, they triple peek him, and that's classic VP. I always say, you know, you go from seeing no one to everyone all at once, and that pistol round there really highlights that fact, as they just kind of waited out. They aren't afraid to you know, let Copenhagen Flames have the time tick away from them, and then the moment they get it into the 3-on-1, it's like, all right, boys, he can't win if all three of us are fighting him.
Clean double entry for Yakindar as well into the site. You know, he obviously, the desk were laughing at how he had 100 ADR with the game he had, and yeah, maybe someone offered the 2 aces, one of them being a anti-eco ace, but at the end of the day, I don't think that first map represented him in how many opening fights he lost, and I'm sure he wants to prove that fact as well here in the second. Even so, it's nice that when Yakindar was having tough times on that CT side, there were these clutch players of Buster and qikert to pick up pieces and come in with a really, really nice map from the two of them together. Yakindar's getting set up with utility. As he drops on out, leaves Flint alone in the apartments, goes back to the B-bomb site where the bomb is situated, but not for long. VP, you never know when it's a commit on Inferno. I'm going to hold my tongue. Copenhagen Flames still 3 strong. They hit a 4-man hold. And they might as well gamble in a round like this. Yabi's used his last bit of utility. He's already started to check CT out. Come in on this rotate. He'll be needed at the long side. VP have smoked him off, though. They're going to be wrapping A. Tucked into the site with 2. Zyphon plays up in the apartments. And VP even now are hesitant, hoping that maybe someone pushes B, giving qikert a kill, and they can double back. But with that option not presented, they wait for Flit to split, and now the A site looks to be taken.
Yeah, you got to get past everybody, though. You're going to be fighting every step of the way, and after losing Yakindar on the opener, that bomb will start to tiptoe out of there on Jame. If one guy knows his timings, it's this guy. It's a last-second rotate back towards B. Buster even hoping he can cut down these Deagles in rotation.
Yeah.
They might lose Flit. Attempting to hold long and help Buster out, but they weren't ready for that second man, that second component of the hold. And it's only Roy left, as good as he's been, 1-on-3. Just looking for damage, just looking to get out maybe. And that's wishful thinking with qikert playing the trade for Jame.
What a lovely call for VP. They know they're in Copenhagen Flames' head with a round like that, right? Even though the bomb is up long with 3 players and 1 guy is cart on shore, and VP just send that Mac 10 on Yakinda into the bomb site. He dies. I'm sure if he gets the kill, they just go, but he dies, and at that point, qikert's already walked into B, and they go, yep, B's empty, just double back with the bomb, and win the round. And because Copenhagen Flames want VP to walk into the stack, even though VP is seemingly so committed, they're just able to walk back because Copenhagen are tucked in the site. They're playing their crossfires, they're playing their pistols up close, and they're hoping VP commits, but only VP leave in a round like that with that much control. Nice lurk from qikert. Back to their early defaulting. Banana is free. It has been all game. Copenhagen Flames, a little eco, and another stack, this time on the B site. Jame on top of the half wall. And this little dark boost ready to uncrouch late. It's not going for early contact. The molly would ruin this round, but VP are just walking in. And as soon as someone else sees this, nicoodoz can uncrouch and get away with some damage. There he pokes his head out. They're ready for it, though. Now they've got full info. There's 2 more players here, boys. We're out.
At that point, you go, okay, it's probably a stack. Let's look elsewhere. Let's see what else we can do. And once again, they've managed to get a player into CT to try and spot for these rotates. That won't be needed as Buster has just seen everybody aggroing top banana. And actually, this will end B after all.
It's like, I wanted the kills, guys. I got a Mac 10. What are you doing?
The thing that's always so cool about VP is like, the kind of contingency plans that they leave themselves and how everything feels like a super calculated like team fight with like a very clear intent behind every component of a round, right? I think the second one was a great example of them using, I believe it was qikert, to clear out the B site, get that info right, and rotate with 20 seconds left as that plan B into a B play. That one there, you know, the bomb was crossing at T ramp to go to A to move into the site that they didn't spot the stack on. But the moment Buster says, yeah, I've just seen 3 of them coming to peek us, the bomb swings, they just triple fight from bottom banana, and it looked like the intention was to go B the whole time. It definitely wasn't, but that's how the round ends up playing out.
All right, let's see if we have any banana control here for Copenhagen Flames, how long they want to hold the car. That pre-smoke thrown by hooksy and Spawn is going to stop the Molotov from blooming. But yeah, we won't wait in the one-way forever. VP a little safer in the banana to start the half in this first gun round, as they know that nades are going to be available. nicoodoz is all sat back on long right now. Getting the util out. Jame with a very good hooksy on a very dangerous peak. qikert on 8 health. If a molly spreads, he's dead, but it does not for now. Re-aggro for Jame is nice, especially as hooksy was heard running back, and they're even going to preemptively swap the AWP into play. Early scope. So VP don't hear it.
Yeah, he just dropped hooksy a flash on the rotate, right, to flash them back in for this banana retake. Shows they've got ideas, and with him holding for this boost up, if VP do attempt it, they would be dead men. Instead, that flash arrives right as VP are walking away. And that's info now for Copenhagen Flames, right? You saw them leaving banana. You know that it was one of these A-side rotations. James holding for aggro, but he does have the bomb, and that's important. If it gets lost down here in bottom mid, that's the round over and done with. Yakinda holding over at Arch, and that's a really nice reaction out of hooksy. There shouldn't have been a world where he was ready for that, so that's a little flick onto Yakinda. And with only 15 seconds left, time is a problem for Virtus.pro. Yeah, looking like a save.
I don't know if they'll be able to, though. Yabi's already here. Jame very close, and that's the bomb. An AK, and another man at his feet. Yabi swaps out, and that will get him killed. Flit, ooh, jumping out just in time, and he will be able to get away with his gun as well. It's something for VP, but he had no money and no loss. So it's still around for Copenhagen Flames there. I love the back out of long. I think it was Roy, just gives it up at a certain point, decides, you know what, I've mollied out. I hear Yakinda has gone through. I know he's in the smoke. Just going to combat to hooksy, who, as you said, was very aware of Yakinda's possibility on the long lurk. Also, good aggression at B, because while it's pretty mad to flash back in the mid-round when you know VP run these slow rounds and Jame could even have an AWP in play, you know, if Jame dies there, that's only going to send VP into the AWP that had just rotated round. They were trying to set up the AWP, and instead the Rifler was the one who got all the glory. Copenhagen Flames on the board early.
One of the things that is really cool about this Flit edition is, you know, when you think about like the two extremes of kind of the Counter-Strike spectrum. On one side you have VP, on the other maybe you have like your Furious, right? Like you have these very fast, very aggressive teams. I always think it's hard to slot a player into one of those systems, but Flit is already looking right at home. I don't necessarily think that that could have happened with anyone. I think Flit's kind of a special case there. You know, he obviously has a lot of tenure playing with Jerry, right? For's coach, what a guy. And you know, it's like, whenever I think about that, mate, I don't know, he's been used to being in like very structured environments throughout his career. So it doesn't come as a surprise to me that in like this highly regimented VP squad, he's been able to adapt, he's been able to adjust.
Flexing the firepower. It was definitely a nice addition for VP. And even though Sanjay, he was a bit of a fan favorite for obvious reason, for the selfless things he did to set up this team, you know, VP wanted to reach new heights, and more firepower is often a way to do that. Uxie setting up a re-aggro beast smoke. He's got the retake utility. Every day we see new lineups for this stuff. It's going to be a bit deeper towards the logs. Yabby gets to fight through it. I like that combo. Not just at car where teams can pop through easily. Be aware of the chance that someone could climb over a tree or boost on the logs, but right now VP are doing nothing of the sort. qikert just walks as smoke as it fades. Meanwhile, Copenhagen Flames, they've got lots of little boost ups to the back of B. They've tried a few already. nicoodoz flashed off the angle. Yakinda up long. They're wrapping this A site very quickly this time. And again, they have the insurance policy of qikert back of B if things don't go their way, or if Copenhagen Flames try and aggressively rotate. They won't right now make that mistake. 20 seconds. It's a commit for VP. They've got to go. nicoodoz dropping Yakinda first on long. Zyphon follows up. It's falling apart at the seams, and VP would love to save, but they're so committed. They're so entrenched. Zyphon drops another, and Jame might just die after time. Oh, how does he make this work? In a 1-on-5, with everyone on him, he still saves his AWP. Unbelievable. This guy saves in combat situations. He's in no man's land, just lying in the sand.
Yeah, dude, he's just got such a unique perspective of the game, you know? Like, it's such an unreplicatable style that, like, you feel like it's so signature to Jame. No one else makes it look quite as pretty as he does.
Calling the accountant. Man's got money on the mind, and he's got Yabby dead early. Oh, the mollies are so close. He'll live on 5. An optimistic repeat, but still Jame lives to tell the tale. Copenhagen Flames won't panic rotate. Uxie still has a smoke to stall a B rush, and B rush, VP have never heard of it. Only pistols, however, and with James so low, as good as he is, there are nades, there are mollies. It shouldn't be an easy round for VP, even in the 5-on-4.
Yeah, being real, because he's given the bomb over to Flit, I genuinely believe Jame is already considering the big S word. Right? He's just assuming that, you know, if the pistols get cut down, like they probably should, because Jame is a by-the-numbers kind of guy, he knows he's got his plan B.
But Flit now has an armor M4, which is maybe the X factor here for VP. Again, with every kill you get, every entry Flit finds, it just drops more weaponry for VP. And they're so good at winning these kind of rounds. I just think on Inferno, it's not as easy as you would hope. Walking up middle, nicoodoz, a shot in the backup. There's no flash. There's a smoke over the top, and he's missed his chance. Molly doesn't go out in time. Second one will, just about. It's him and his mate in the back of the bomb site, getting run down. Busters through the Molotov. He's waiting for his teammate to come in to trade. There's still that long AWP of Jame right now. Zyphon can't pick a target, pick an angle. Jame trades a kill. Oh no, Flit's found nicoodoz, and the bomb plant with 5 seconds to spare. It's still not done yet. Roy's killed qikert coming in through the CT arch, and now a 2-on-2 ensues.
A low player on either side. Roy having to wait for Hooksy to come in on this big flank through the apartments. This is giving time away. Virtus.pro just easing into this double. Double set up towards pit and short. And Jame, missed shot. That's the low HP player, but with Flit here on this M4, yeah, James dead. It doesn't matter. Flit's able to play the trade game. And mate, when you first pointed out that he'd been entrusted with that A1S, I wasn't a believing man. I should have known better, I guess, right? Should have got behind the boys on VP.
Dude, Jame baits them just enough to win the round as well on long. Like, it was perfect. He lets his first two teammates go in. You can see Zyphon on Cold Zero box. He keeps checking long. He knows what VP are doing every time they're wrapping long, and it was a position Copenhagen Flames didn't have because Hooksy called for a rotate. But by the time he looks away, that's when the peak comes in. Perfect trade work for Flit, not just to keep Jame alive in the 2-on-2 after that missed shot on Moto, but even closing with a quick trade. And that's the X factor, that's the power of a man like Flit. God, just VP win the most redonkulous rounds. Triple apps setup. Every day you see this, and nicoodoz won't see any of it, just one man. And Zyphon shows his hand as Flit drops out, so VP goes, screw it. We can exec B in the early round. Smokes, however, could change the aim of the game. VP don't want to go through it. Still plenty of time on the clock for Flit to lurk, and he's got to clear the bedroom. Flit's backing up into him. The quick switch back in time does take the kill to Roy. The reroute just to the stairwell when nicoodoz had only cleared moments ago. Copenhagen Flames are panicking and bringing this all back.
Yeah, Flit still trying to secure a bit more ground over here towards A. Now nicoodoz goes running through the Moto smoke. He's not going to pay that any respects. Up on double box now and still with a player over in the apartments. You've had to drop into the pit. Zyphon alone puts on a show, doubles up, and the bomb's going back to B. qikert has crossed paths with Yabby, and they know about each other, but it's qikert to win that. James being given a last-second rotate into B, and even though Zyphon does a great job of holding that A bomb site, all it does is send the bomb to the other side of the map, and now he's left in this 1v2 retake.
What a total mess. qikert pushed through the smoke at the same second as that B player. And even though they both realized qikert has created a path for VP at B, I'm loving this game plan right now of just having this backup safety player on the B site, constantly finding these gaps, constantly killing these rotates, and laying out the red carpet for VP to rotate with 10, 20 seconds. Zyphon, pennies dropped, he's had to accept it.
And mate, like, just imagine how infuriating they are to play, VP are to play against, right? You smoke banana at like the 50-second mark, mate. To Virtus.pro, that's like pulling a knife on Superman, you know? They just look at it and they go, oh no, a smoke.
Oh, we've got to wait. Well, luckily we were going to do that anyway.
Exactly, mate. It is just so infuriating. Like, you're so conditioned to try and hold on to utility as a result. And sometimes, we've seen, like, in that A push, for example, where, like, Molly pull got delayed by a second and it let the pistols get up. These are little mistakes where when they come in at, like, the final 15 seconds, you are getting punished.
Well, not even a mistake there, but nicoodoz is like, he's aware that they couldn't be out. At 45 seconds, he jumps out of library, and he's like, oh my god, they're already here. Like, VP committing at 40 seconds is a shock sometimes on this map. And I love the fact that qikert is here every single round in Banana is conditioning Copenhagen Flames, whether they like it or not. We will probably not see aggressive B flanks unless Copenhagen Flames know info on every single player in this T side, and that's pretty rare with a VP attack. So yeah, qikert's just stopping them from ever aggro flanking. It means they have to safe rotate CT. Just closes another one of those doors, another one of those options for you on the CT side. And right now, VP aren't giving you many. Messy spray, Buster converts it, and they were already starting to rotate B because of Flit's pick. nicoodoz is here with the AWP, but he might as well go back. However, neither site is safe right now. VP are already playing to kill the exit players, and they've not even planted. Kills coming to them. AWP tags Roy. AWP's going back, but as said, Flit hasn't left the Banana. VP will slowly but surely close the net on this saving AWP. At the same time, they don't have a wealth of money. And so There is an argument to be made for playing it safe. Flit is doing exactly that. But VP, they are never one to be perturbed by what their opponents are bringing to the table. Maybe a gun for Roy. He's got to dodge the bomb, but then he can potentially go back in. No, he can't. Could not get away in time. qikert lives thanks to the plant. And 6-2 for VP. T-side's looking luscious right now. Started as they wanted. And now Copenhagen Flames. Another rebuy. They've got so much utility. And that could be their way in. However, VP are not offering up kills early in the banana, especially in these last couple after Jame started to get flashed in for picks. Playing a lot more reserved in the early round. Retake util dropped in spawn. This is a pace change for VP.
Yeah, but we've seen them, you know, take map control quickly. It's just the execute normally doesn't follow through on that, right? They're able to get a tremendous kind of stranglehold on the map, considering how slow they play, you know, and that's all by design. This idea of you have to throw the mid smoke because we're here and we're letting you know we're here, and now we're throwing utility through it, we're popping ourselves in. You've got to waste even more of that util that we know you want to hold on to till the closing segments of the round, but you don't get to do that versus Virtus.pro. Down in pit, Zyphon gets one. This time there actually is no like kind of player leaning towards banana. There's no second route in this round. You are actually fairly committed to the A play. So, you know, a little different of a look from VP here. Is that going to come back to haunt them, or can they still make it work? Down in the pit, Zyphon with one to his name already. Gonna have his work cut out for him as they start to move in. It's one more for Zyphon before he's shut down. Low HP on many of these players, but it might never come to matter.
Not many teams can make that round look as easy as it did in that 4-on-5. Like VP, like you said, didn't have qikert and banana this time. They were trying to go quick. It's Zyphon who got that first kill from pit, and that really stems the push for VP. And at that point, Copenhagen Flames, by the way, have 3 in CT spawn and B, right? Jame never left his site. He couldn't. And nicoodoz and Huxi were tucked out, smoked off in CT spawn. And that's when VP slow it down, and they decide to focus on killing the rotates. There's not even more than one man in the bomb site at that point. But VP just slow it down. They wait the smokes out. They wait for the kills to come to them. And a couple of well-placed shots leads them into another round. 7-2. Mid-round, he's looking really, really clean out of VP. And what a round to call in a pace change on Inferno as well. Like you said, there was so much util still available for Copenhagen Flames. They weren't convinced it was the commit. Forced to dump all their B stuff early and drag players out of the bomb site because of how fast VP had car within 10 seconds of the round starting. Never been a factor. And this has got to be so frustrating to play against. As soon as you think you know what's going on, VP pull a round out like that. nicoodoz trying to get involved. He has to in a round like this. Oh, good shot. Yakinda uncrouches into the AWP, but Flit will find a kill up in apps in the meantime. And qikert even walked the B smoke. He's got a nice big gap there to work his way into this site. Jame looking to re-aggress with a Huxi flash. But there's an anti-flash player, Buster, ready to trade.
Oh man, and you don't even get the one kill that felt like a guarantee, the one blinded player in qikert. nicoodoz, all right, a little bit more out of him from what we'd come to expect, but still he's going to be on the wrong side of the map. You know, it's just kind of avoiding the big danger in the round, which is that AWP. You kept him over towards A. Everyone that fed him kills was just doing their job, and it's left Copenhagen Flames in an undoable round. That kill really will cement it. And this T side, you know, already winning out the half, and we're just 10 rounds in.
Yeah, and with 10 rounds in, that's the first fast B approach we've seen for VP as well. Like, they get away with one quicker, especially considering you think about the round before that. VP did the same thing. They insta-take car within seconds, and then they go into an A play, and that caused a panic rotate for Copenhagen Flames. This time, they don't get that panic rotate because VP take car, Copenhagen Flames go, yeah, they did it last time, they're doing it again, and then they just actually commit off the back of it. It's so rare to see. Almost the ace for nicoodoz. He will save his gun though, that's something. exits galore, but it doesn't matter at this point. 8-2, and VP are throwing in fast rounds. What world are we in? It's just so hard to know what's real and what's fake when you're against a team playing like this. And VP just feel like they can get away with anything they want.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like whenever kills coming over at the B site, you almost don't want to believe that like that's ever going to culminate in the immediate like actual B hit, right? Like there's a part of your brain going, no, they're probably slowing it down. They probably got lurkers. Maybe it's not even the B play anyway. Maybe it is just one or two guys there, right? Yeah, oftentimes it has been qikert over towards Banana.
Crazy.
Also, Jame threw his AWP away and then went hunting with the AK in that round to try and get an AWP from the hands of his enemy.
Smart.
Like, it just wouldn't surprise me if once his CS playing career is all said and done, we see like Jame announced, Russian finance minister, he's been promoted.
Guy knows where to put his wallet. He'll take yours as well. Jame gets the B spawn off. nicoodoz is late, but it will be a triple B. Suffocating Virtus.pro right now. And yeah, okay, you flex your muscles for 2 rounds in a row. You can go back to these slower defaults. You could remind Copenhagen Flames that we can go fast. You are forced to use early grenades, but ultimately that's not our preferred style. Re-flashing coming in. Nades ready to stop this exact play. Good pick. nicoodoz back-to-back openers with this AWP. Both headshots as well. Let's see if Copenhagen Flames can do anything with it, but if Vertigo is anything to go by, 5v4s mean nothing. Roy will tell you that.
Oh, he's gonna wait.
Oh, they just left.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
oh my. Okay, the AWP's still on the angle. Oh, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Gross.
nicoodoz might have been waiting for that peek, might have been begging for them to peek him, but qikert delivers death swiftly in a neat little package. It's the B hit now coming through. Yabi mollied out, and he would have loved to go 1-for-1. That's about all you could have asked with the molly onslaught into the site. But ultimately, it is a steamrolling from Virtus.pro, forcing another save out of Copenhagen Flames. And James sat there right now like, yeah, I don't know why everyone says I save all the time. Have you seen these guys? Like, look at them. Now relegated down into the pit.
I'm so glad we got VP on T side, because what a glorious game we're getting out of them. Like they're showing. I mean, stylistically, they're we sometimes call them a boring team, because when things are very slow and VP are very meticulous, it can often feel that way, especially when teams aren't playing into them or trying to counter it. But when you see a game like this, you just get reminded of the brain power of Jame. I'm sure Maui will be gleefully breaking this one down later.
To kind of build upon that, I'll say this much: like something that is so unique to this team is like they get you to subscribe to their playbook, whether you like it or not. And like you haven't kind of seen like that level of kind of domination, adhering to how VP want to play. Really, I would say since like peak Astralis era, right?
Yeah,
like those were the only other guys who kind of got you to play the Astralis game. VP get you to play the VP game. And very little teams can escape that. Copenhagen Flames sadly falling into that remit as well.
I agree. There's just no comparable roster right now, or no one on the not even to say they're unbeatable, but just no one who plays Counter-Strike quite like these guys at the moment in the Tier 1, and it's just excellent. To think they made a run of the major with Flit with barely any practice, and now we're coming into Katowice, and VP have had weeks or months, in fact, to figure things out. Like this is a team that is here for blood. This is a team that is here for a trophy. And while we have so many top-level contenders, so many new rosters in maybe honeymoon periods like G2, like Vitality, I still think VP, if anything, the prep might do them justice. Here we go, a pop in a 5-on-5. VP committing, no lurkers today. And again, it's only 2 men here.
Yeah, wrapping long. nicoodoz, he's had a bit of a resurgence in these last few rounds, but has often been in the wrong place, often been removed from any chance to play into the round meaningfully. Well, he's going to get given that chance now.
On a flank gone.
Mollied out. nicoodoz knows that he could be the man to make all the difference. The bomb's still over in top mid. There is time. There's 40 seconds. You don't have to commit here. Not with qikert in CT. And so VP, they might look to reroute. They might leave nicoodoz all alone again. He can't seem to catch a break. He's done such a good job at repelling the A play. He's repelled the A play, and now it's going B. Yabi here. And he's so paranoid right now. When it goes quiet like this, you're going, oh no, I can't die. And there he is peeking out to Jame. Just wanted information, just wanted to have an idea what was happening in the round.
And this is something I mentioned earlier, right? When we had qikert doing this lurking, this defaulting towards B on his own, even when VP were like actually executing and they were in library on long, like we said Copenhagen Flames can't aggressively flank Banana. Hooksy does it anyway in this round. And, you know, it's not like they've even seen qikert yet. They don't know that there's 5 there. And, okay, sure, he gets Banana fully for free, but it's Jame. The whole time while that A play is coming in, he is just sat, top boiler, holding bottom mid. He kills the flank, and you see VP's, like, the light bulb click above their head on, and VP just double back. qikert's in library, kills a rotate, runs through CT, the bomb joins him. Jame gets the perfect peek onto Yabi, a second after he posts on the angle, which is the worst way to take a fight. You know, it's just unlucky at the end of the day. If Yabi peeks a second later, could be a different one. But yeah, as soon as you let your guard down, you're dead. And no, we can't have these banana flanks. And this is what we mean when you just said, like, VP force you to subscribe, because maybe that's something that Copenhagen Flames want to do. You know, it's a really nice active way to catch your opponents off guard when they're committing to 5-man A takes. But every time they've done it, it has cost them a round.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just because the whole mantra is, VP, it's a slow team, like they play into the final seconds of the clock, doesn't mean they ain't mobile, doesn't mean they ain't getting around the map and always keeping pressure on. And it means that, like, you never feel comfortable doing those same gambles that VP get to do on the CT side. Now, that's more like it from Yabi, right?
He's done that a couple of times.
We've often had these openers not come to mean much as the round goes on, because VP are still so good at man disadvantage situations. Their mid-rounding's phenomenal, but oftentimes it's normally been like a 1-kill opener, get the hell out of there, play the 5-on-4. This time 3v5 should be a hell of a lot harder to navigate. You no longer really have these options to keep players locking down both avenues on the map, right? You would love to have Flit stay in the apartments and leave that option open, but it just means you're going to lack the actual presence to make a play happen if you were to try and fake B. Flit felt the need to get aggressive there, felt the need to make a move and try to flip the pressure the other way, and it's given away yet another frag. Coming through the smoke is Yakindar. This is like the one guy who's given way more freedom, right? To get wild, to get crazy, get aggressive. Him and Jay moving into B, and dude, Jame is like full open to the entire site, and he peeks CT. nicoodoz is like, guys, hello! He's out in the open, and he's just wrecked me on the rotate. Now Yakindar's here from his push through ruins. They've killed everyone that's going to reinforce the B site. Now they finally have to deal with the defenders. The rotations died before the site players did.
If VP had 10 more seconds, they would have run A, no doubt. But they realized with 21 on the clock, when that second kill comes in, there's just no time to run. You know, they would have to split as well, 1 banana, 1 CT. There's so many ways that can go wrong. VP just know they've put fear in Copenhagen Flames, and they have to continue. They have to double down, but it's not going to work. However, disgustingly respectable 2-on-5 attempt for VP. Jame dropped a smoke in the middle of the open in order to fight CT to kill nicoodoz. I'm sure that was somewhat communicated, but probably wasn't ready for that exact play. It's pretty bonkers. Mid-pick. nicoodoz has been good at finding openers, right? But is he ready for Jame? Close. Very close. He bounds out. Jame moves back in. And it's a stalemate for now. God, it's just like there's 20 seconds. They're in a 2-on-5 and they're that terrifying. It's hard to not give them more credit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like how you used to be able to say, like, oh, well, when you're up against VP, the game is never done until 16's on the board. Yeah. It's like the round's never done till the clocks run out, you know?
James pulled his knife in apps.
Right. They do get bullied out of banana this time. That's actually pretty big for Copenhagen Flames. It's going to shut down a lot of these avenues into late kind of, not second guesses of the call, but like late fallbacks into the other contingencies. If you do want that available, you're going to have to go back and clear banana. VP, they don't want to do that, at least with how this round is looking right now. getting out into top mid, forcing out all this util, and now they go flashing through the long smoke. Hooksy forced off the angle for a moment, now having to play this more passive, back over towards Arch. He'll just get nullified by the smoke. They're already up and past him. Moving in now, Zyphon down in the pit. He has often looked good, often able to multi-kill in this position, but not with Jame running at him from the hay bales. It's legs. That's all nicoodoz could see. Bringing him down to 14 points of health, but it's not the killing blow that was needed. And now the push into the site. A lovely transfer for Flit. And the round is won. VP up onto 11.
Yeah, you mentioned Zyphon's good. There have been nice pieces here for Copenhagen Flames, and I wouldn't even want to sit here and too heavily criticize individuals, because I think VP and just like game style and game plan and like how they're manipulating rotates has won them this map, but you know, so far. But Roy has definitely looked weak. Like that round is a great example. He could have won that round there. You know, even in a 1v3 with very low time, he just completely missed his spray on Flit in the open on Moto, who was low. And if Roy gets that kill, suddenly it's a very different round, a very different clutch attempt. But otherwise, I think, you know, everyone is, you know, when VP are going for these long wraps into A splits, they've often only got two opponents there. It's often Zyphon and Hooksy, or Zyphon and nicoodoz. As you know, there's been a lot of players pulled over to B early in this half. But yeah, Zyphon has been pretty consistent in pit. nicoodoz has given us a lot of openers. When Yabi's been flashed in B, he's often gotten double kills, but it's still VP convert all these rounds. nicoodoz trades Yakinda. He's going to look for a little more, and I think a player like nicoodoz, 16 and 8, he's definitely feeling the pressure to perform, to go hunting for these kills. If he wants to win any rounds, they got 3 last map on their T side. Well, let's see if they can one-up it.
qikert and Jame both going back to take banana late. They set qikert up with a flash, and they have him tiptoeing into the top of B, just keeping bodies over at the site, as well as, you know, as we spoke about multiple times, keeping options open to Virtus.pro. Now as we hit the 20-second mark, this is where the A play is going to look to come through, and Roy's done good damage, at least on the smoke spam. Might not ever come to matter though if nicoodoz isn't able to have a bit of a round down in the pit. There's the first, mollies, nade, the full work starts to rain in, but it's Roy and nicoodoz erecting this defense. Both players low. Dead is Roy. They still need to deal with this orb down in the pit, and there just isn't time. So that's 4 on the board for Copenhagen Flames. As to whether or not that's going to be enough, we'll have to wait and see.
VP playing meticulous Counter-Strike right now up against Copenhagen Flames. We are here in map 2 on day 1 of the group stage of IEM Katowice with it all to play for. And right now, the Danes, who dominated their way through the play-in, are getting dealt quite a hand. Jame at the helm of Virtus.pro, and some incredible Counter-Strike getting played from the man himself. 11-4 at the half, we hop over to the CT side and see what the Flames have in store on the attack.
Yeah, I think the odds kind of speak for themselves on this one. Gonna be a little alt mid creep for two players on Copenhagen Flames. Jame is gonna be that first point of contact potentially, but he will now lean out of Boiler. By his standard, it's a very quiet game for Yakinda, and that hasn't come to matter at all. I think that speaks volumes, by the way. I'll revisit it as to why, once we have some of these initial skirmishes quiet down, and I mean, I guess now's a good time. Yeah, mate, Yakinda used to be like the real kind of key piece of the puzzle. It was like, if he was having a quiet game, they lost a lot of their firepower, they lost a lot of their ability to get openers. They just put up an 11-4 T side for crying out loud. But this one's a bit of a... Bit of an interesting call,
we call this the gambit. What on earth? And now they're realizing, now the penny's dropped. Oh God, we wrong. We very wrong. All right, VP, save. Just give it up. You've lost the round. Not really, though. Yabi's still in mid. There are picks available for VP. They've got to win this quick fight. If they do, suddenly VP are now in a good position. nicoodoz in apps, running back, and Buster not going to get given that kill. nicoodoz just living, cutting off one of the key rotates for VP on this retake round. 5-on-4. Kit smoke on Flit, going to give it a bit more time as it goes in. Roy just trying to live. You know, right the clock against VP might be your best bet. nicoodoz does hit Yakinda out of the apartments, and time alone might decide this round for VP's early rotate coming back to fight. And nicoodoz, sharp teeth with a triple. 2 left in the sight for Copenhagen Flames, and Jame, no time to play. Zyphon's just hiding out and out of ammo. It's going to be a round for Copenhagen.
Nice.
Considering that is a 5-on-0 A take, very close.
Yeah, you know, and I leave it to VP to find a way to essentially get to play another T-side pistol is what that felt like, you know, having to rush into the A site with time rapidly ticking against them. Will be Copenhagen Flames getting it over the line, but as you say, still gets very, very close considering the circumstances in which that A play happened. I think he accidentally took the scout because Jame didn't look too pleased.
Doing it again. I mean, qikert just went back to mid, maybe to smoke it, but otherwise VP, this is the perfect round to make a gamble, right? Just tuck in. If Copenhagen Flames hit A with no info, VP will just save. But even now, qikert's stalling his utility in mid. Just try and buy time, and oh, Jame is licking his lips. They show B, they see the scout. You don't want to show all your guns early, though. Yakinda will, swing and take down 2. That molly doesn't give him much room to move, and so he'll fight in front of the smoke for a 3rd as he runs and guns Yakinda,
not another
the
ace.
king. Maybe a 3rd in the series already.
This is his first series at Katowice, and look at him go. Oh, man. And this is in another quiet game, and it's like, quiet? What are you talking about, bro? Look at what I'm going to do to him. Look, he's running. He wants it. He wants the ace. And it's the 3rd ace in the series for Yakinda.
I don't know how he does it. He had 4 kills at the half, Harry. Like you were saying, it's not like Yakinda has come in with monstrous impact in this map. But none of that matters. None of that matters. And a 4-spy win from the solo Famis 4 kill. He was running on this one as well, like despicable shots. He's still going to somehow end this game with 100 ADR. Watch my words. And now, reality crashing down again. Got to feel bad for the Flames. Okay. Oh, the molly did spread though. So 1-for-1 down at Banana. VP with full control right now. Triple A set. Buster still with util yet.
Oh, Buster tagged up and Jame dead over in top middle. This round is getting out of hand. Down in the pit, qikert. They never knew about him. He's pulled it back into a 2-on-2. Copenhagen Flames, they forced into this round. It looked like it had all the makings of them being the ones to pull up and somehow squeak a victory past. But here's the thing, mate. If you're trying to manipulate rotates, Buster's the king of that. He's seen this before. Still traded after 1. Hooksy's not got time to grab that rifle. He's had to run in, commit to the plant while he knows he's got the safety net of qikert being so far away. So we'll reposition, look to fight CT with the scout, but qikert's
right.
already past him, already up and past and into the ruins. So would have loved the chance at range to whittle him down with the scout and set yourself up. Now, it's got to be something magnificent for HooXi. qikert knows the fear's instilled, it's deep within him, and even though the tag connects, the nade to follow up, and the nade will do it. Gets rid of the man in the clutch, qikert falls, and there's the response for Copenhagen Flames.
Yeah, I like that change of pace, right? Running back into the B-bomb site once they see qikert. They definitely thought they cleaned up A fully after the triple entry, but it was that solo B-hold for Buster that allowed qikert to go unchecked initially. Some good shots coming out from nicoodoz's D, double entry into the bomb site. And Copenhagen Flames, okay, forced by wars are well and truly on. Buster tried to pre-fire spray the second, and that nade could not be more on the money. Bang down the way of the final man of VP. Nikindo wants to do it again. Flash in, and they're around the corner, so no kill this time. He's very incessant about going back. Obsessed with the car, but Flames will reverse to middle instead. Change of pace, a change of gears perhaps, as they walk into what is now a 5-man ace stack, or at least soon will be. VP have abandoned B. Only these guys can get away with such ludicrous gambles, and it might just work wonders.
Oh, it might. That's the operative word. A lot of it now going to hinge on HooXi's timings over at Banana. And with him having taken even a little bit of real estate, it's enough to get Copenhagen Flames interested again. You know, they've got enough control to justify spending some time working the Banana control. And if they get out towards top B, maybe that bomb does dodge this 4-man stack. Buster, Buster. Oh, he's starting to feel like, yeah, they could be going elsewhere, so screw it, let's fight them in top mid. Now he gets the info that the bomb is still here, and that was all with the goal to re-entice Copenhagen Flames into the A play, into the stack. They still managed to get past Jakinder, qikert over on the balcony, and back of the site, he's got Jame. Oh, there's a lot of bodies on short, and they're all lit up. Low HP on HooXi, and a 1v1 that he does get over the line, putting a 7th on the board for Copenhagen Flames, and meaning they somehow, despite walking into the full A stack, come out with a victory.
Got to give it to HooXi, man. He had a dire first half individually. He was off in that rotate role, and so we know what that's like, a very active role when VP are doing what they did on that T half. Often left saving, often left out of the source, but even so, that's back-to-back clutches for HooXi, back-to-back 1v2s to keep these force buys coming in for Copenhagen Flames, and now putting VP back to pistols. And yeah, again, another stack, because look at the calls VP have made already on the CT side. They've been right, you know, most of the time, not the pistol, but most of the time they've made right reads.
You know, we talk about how when you play versus VP, regardless of if it was your intention or not, you end up subscribing to their playbook. I think that round there was a very good example of them, like, kind of forcing your hand into the A play, right? Like, that peek from Buster is crazy overzealous, but there's such a clear intention behind it. It's a very purposeful peek, right? That aggro. It's all with the idea of, let's just get them to play into the stack. And, you know, while you get forced to subscribe to their playstyle, mate, I'll say this much. They get a lot more out of that than you do, in that they'll afford themselves luxuries that you never have, right? If you try gamble stacking versus VP, they'll undoubtedly find the hole, and they'll just go to the empty site. This round, it's a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, not much to save, but no way to win. Got to find that balance here and just try and get exits. It feels, you know, similar to Vertigo in the sense of, you know, this very late comeback activating. The one benefit is VP don't have as much breathing room as they did back then. These force buys coming in, looking good for Copenhagen Flames. They've leveled out on money. They've broken VPs. The first buy, the first full buy coming in, up against 12-8. All 5 saved for the Flames as well, so all guns going to be good. As VP will have that all immediately, no hesitation for Jame. 12-8, and yeah, now suddenly, this is a scary game. This is an interesting game. VP still massively favored, but Copenhagen Flames, no reason to stop now. They've won some naughty little clutches. They've faked out VP a little bit. They've even walked into stacks and come out the better of the two, so let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes in this second half. Waiting in the banana smoke. Luckily, VP back in the bomb site. Might just be a flat B pop.
Yeah, looks like it, right? Smoke goes down, they've got to come through, but the flashes are good enough that they haven't been punished for it. It's a 1-for-1 out of Yekindar. If Buster doesn't find anything on like smoke spam, if Flick can't join in, this retake might never even get attempted. And Buster, he knows that as well. He's like, the only way I can get Jame interested in this is if I tip the scales to our favor. And so he's going to do everything he can to make that happen. Waiting on the edge of the smoke. Wow. Buster finds himself the double. The kills that were needed to get VP into the retake. And now, bomb planted for Banana. It's a double Banana setup, both playing around the bomb, both playing to deny a defuse. The spam goes both ways.
Not on it.
They're not on it yet, mate. Someone's got to. No kid. They can't win the round. Oh, man. Yeah,
no one wanted to touch that bomb. Flit was low, and so there's an argument to be made that you want to put qikert on it instead, but people just couldn't make up their mind. They should never lose that round. A bit of indecisiveness, perhaps. If someone just got on that stick, the chances are VP just get a 13th. That was a 3-on-2 with a banana smoke with both players locked out. Maybe there wasn't realization for VP that they cleaned up the bomb site fully and they still wanted to check quad, check dark. But it's all that delay, all that hesitation that just wins the round to the clock. That is a weird one for VP. Even without a kit, they had the clock. They had time. The only argument is that Flit, the closest man to the bomb, yeah, sure, could have got spammed off of it very easily.
I mean, he probably does, right? Yeah. They know the lineup, you're probably screwed there. So I understand, like, Flit's the one excusable part of that,
qikert
right?
Had to, though. Yeah, that's a bit of a shocking round for a very decisive team. VP. Chords.
Gotta start to wonder, you know, are little rounds like that gonna let the Flames back into this one? It was another one of these crazy dominant starts with Virtus.pro, but in these last few rounds, since getting onto the CT side, it's slowed down. The success is coming less frequently. The gambles having to get taken more and more. The pressure rising. Copenhagen Flames, their belief is starting to increase. You know, they're starting to be like, all right, this is doable. I don't think any of them really were feeling too comfortable in that first half, justifiably so. But now they're easing back into it. Jame will trade that out over a banana. That's something for them to hold on to at least. Also boosting his CT player up and getting dropped the smoke.
Through thick and thin, nicoodoz has held his own here in this series. Especially this map. What? Bug molly. Oh, bug molly. Smoke does not put it out, and so qikert takes a lot of damage on the escape. Dead eventually to Zyphon as he tries to wrap back on Moto. Zyphon has apps. He's going to flash the team into the bomb site. Copenhagen Flames will win this round straight up. Like it or not, it's a done deal. Bombs going down, and VP can't even get a free save with Yabi holding for Kari aggression. He might not ever even commit here unless his team join him, but he hears all this pitter-patter for VP. And he knows kills are just around the corner. Here they come to him.
Oh, yeah, do not. Oh, that's an AK.
Yep.
Buster considers that a big win.
Still 10 rounds, though, isn't it, Harry?
Yeah, I mean, you know, this one did have limitations heading into it, right? It was like a collection of pistols with an MP9 and the saved AWP. So, you know, if you wanted to make some excuses to why this one kind of falls on deaf ears and VP are just gamble leaning towards the B play, it's that. Now they're going to have everything they need, right? Thanks to that triple save, their money is good. They're able to come in with full guns, full utility kits as well. So no chance at a repeat of that of that, 4-on-4 retake at the B site that ends in a 3-on-2 running out of time.
All right, VP.
But if this one sails by, I'm more than willing to say, all right, Copenhagen Flames, they're looking like they can take us to a third. And that is no shabby way to start. Yakinda feeding the AWP outside of Banana. James thinking, mate, I was just there last round. I can't take my eye off him for a second. He's given away this early opener. Retake Banana, util goes over. And it will force Copenhagen Flames back out of there. So, you've at least kind of traded the position back and forth, kept the pressure on, and denied Copenhagen Flames the room they were looking for. They will just recommit to it, right, once that smoke fades at the bare minimum, wanting to hold on to Banana control, even if after the fact they will look elsewhere on the map. But this could just be the full commitment.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job on the XX. They've been super clean. Now, they've avoided a lot of stacks here on the B site. This is not one of them. There's a third player already in position. Flick getting chased down. Buster blind from his teammates. Flash at the back of the site, and that is the undoing of the round. Again, it's these B-pops rely on a player multi-killing if VP are entrenched at the bomb site. And while James killed the lurker, suddenly VP are invested again. A 3-on-3, and the plant is very late. But it spans out one. They cancel it, and Roy stops kicking in his tracks. Huge kill for Roy. Opens up a wider plant. That means that spam will not connect. Yabby tucked in, swaps to the AWP. Jame comes late up Banana. But Flick can call that no one's crossed back. They should both still be in the site. Jame knows exactly where to peek. 1v2 for Yabby. These have been good rounds for the Flames before, but Yabby now in the hot seat, hits his first, up against Jame. No easy task. AWP, wallbang will not connect. He has a bit of time. And the timekeeper, the Time Lord, with a second missed shot. Jame has a smoke. If he wants to get weird, can't tap the bomb from this angle. He's trying to force another peek, and Yabby just ain't biting. Back to the AK to stop the DP. James up above the boxes. James up above the boxes, and there's no ammo in the mag. It's a round for Virtus.pro. He clutches it out right above the coffins. He puts Copenhagen Flames to bed.
Mate, I mean, talk about a redemption arc from running out of time in the retake last time over towards B to the full stick. Give him a kit and James a whole different man. 13 on the board. Still, it wasn't clean, right? And really, that should have looked like a Copenhagen Flames round.
Think about that, right?
Sorry, I was going to say, it's so down to the wire. That is so 50-50, a coin toss round, and Yabby plays it perfectly. That's not something you can rely on. That's why we see the pause again out of VP, because it's one of those rounds where even though you win it, you look at each other and you're going, oh, we shouldn't have, but we did, and so let's try to fix that so we don't have to do that again.
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes down, there would have been a lot cleaner round if Flash didn't completely wreck Buster. Like, he would have surely gotten one, if not more, in that position, with the smoke cover on pillar. And at that point, Jame is also still probably setting up to save, but he's waiting on A. He kills Zyphon lurking long, like halfway through the bomb, and then rotates in. Really nice round out of VP, but it's, as you say, not reproducible. Terrifying. And Yakinda, gotta be real, 3 and 9 in opening duels in this map alone, and that's not even thinking about how much he was getting beat by Roy in the first as well. Despite 3 aces in this series, he still had trouble getting openers. He will combo with Buster for a frag down Banana. So a 5-on-4 for VP, and it's suddenly a sigh of relief. Suddenly the pressure is off again. We'll see if Copenhagen Flames can keep their mettle as they try and commit to A, but already the reinforcements have arrived.
Oh, missed shot from James AWP. Nade falls a little short as well. Running through the smoke is Yakinda, but he's dead. Down in pit, qikert. Because of the flash, never fired off. They didn't know about him, and he brings Zyphon down to 1 point of health, 1 HP. He's going to need the immediate kill. He's looking for it, but Buster only needs to land 1 in response on the spray. And so Virtus.pro, they keep it cushy. They keep it good. 14 to the good now.
Yeah, sick round out of qikert. The longer he doesn't shoot there, the
That's
longer
what I was going to say. Ironically, the flash Well, it wrecked everybody else in the site.
Yeah.
It helped Kikert's cause down in the pit,
Yeah,
didn't
and
it?
he's always pit bound, right? And he's been winning rounds from there, so it would it's a bit of a sad one that Copenhagen Flames don't check it. But there's so many players to fight because VP, as said, had 4 on A from the early. They moved those rotates off very quick as Buster locked down Banana with utility with that kill. And so, yeah, Copenhagen Flames, again, that's the second time that they've triple entried A, and they go, nice, we've won the site. And there's always that fourth man. It is qikert both times in pit. So it's something the Copenhagen Flames is, you know, there's a lot of stress in this game. There's a lot of comms, surely, but it's something they need to stay aware of as this game is about to slip through their fingers. I will again say, regardless of what happens here, this is a really respectable comeback from Copenhagen Flames, who got 4 rounds on their CT side, whose players were silent. Hooksy, yeah, again, numbers aren't great, but he won 2 1v2s at the start of this half. They went back and forth on 4 spies. It's still winnable, but this round is not live, keep in mind, I don't think. Looks like a pause, looks like a tech timeout. A lot of typing. But that's fine, no damage done. It's the perfect time for a techie. And there's so much still to talk about here, Harry. nicoodoz 24 and 15. He's had a very good one today, 7 and 1 in opening duels. Think about that for a second.
This is going to be a very, very quick tech pause. I'm in the server, I'm having a look, and they called for a tech and then said, actually, never mind, but because everyone had stopped moving, it's just following through, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, quick reset of the round and right back into this. They're actually the best kind of tech pauses, the ones that just sail by and the problem fixes itself. So, here we go. Should be getting right back into the swing of things.
I looked at the numbers from last map. Roy went 9-5 against Yikinda. Honestly, that's even still surprising that Yikinda got 5 kills against him. But obviously, I think out of those 9, probably 7 or 8 were 5-on-4 kills, opening duels. But otherwise, Roy didn't go positive against anyone else in that game. Here we go, right back in, 14-10. James Orp still situated firmly in his grasp. Yikinda's FAMAS, filthy, as we've already seen this series. Double nades on the logs. Molly, right now Copenhagen Flames know that VP started triple B and they're going to dive in, get involved, but Buster ready to bust a gut. Yabby's gone. Molly goes too deep. Warp will miss a shot, a rare one for nicoodoz. Hooksy would have loved to trade. He's got the bomb though, this is so dangerous. Throws it back. Copenhagen Flames, they're playing both sides at the same time.
Yeah, you kind of have to, especially after dropping the bomb like that back at B. You know, like you hear that, you know what's just been thrown around there. And so the third man rotate back over to B was pretty immediate from Virtus.pro. They do still have these apps players, but it looks like they're starting to concede this territory now, and that's going to mean a grouping over at Banana, leaning into the B play, leaning into this B hit. And over at the back of the site, Buster and Yikinda, they're doubled up. From CT, they've even got support from Flip, but as I say that, VP start to make a bit of a gamble here. It goes silent at B long enough. Now, a lot of teams would have just peeled back that third rotate and played a more standard 3-2. VP ain't no normal team, though. They try to get ahead of the curve, and it's actually left them behind it, falling flat on their face if Buster can't do anything. And going 1-for-1 is good. It's kept the advantage belonging to VP. Hooksy could get spammed out, and we'll get that bomb planted in time. Still, it's a big ask now. Hooksy and nicoodoz left up in the post plant. nicoodoz dead, and it is just Hooksy needs to add another clutch to the tally. With the swing, falls to qikert, and the retake goes the way of Virtus.pro.
They just don't miss, do they? You know, that play looks mad for Zyphon, but it's actually calculated. They heard that rotate out of B. They knew that VP were weak on the bomb site, and especially after Buster only goes 1-for-1, it comes in very quick. Zyphon wants to take a bit more space, right? These retakes for VP have been good most of the time on the B bomb site, with the exception of that 1-3-on-2. And so, yeah, tries to take space, get set up in ruins, and at that point, Yikinda has already run back right in time to stop him. 15-10, and Copenhagen Flames, they had a bit of a resurgence here, but it feels like VP have just looked to close the gate, shut the door in the face of the Flames. Back up Banana, it's been a go-to. Yabi, oh, hello? Yakinda sees him last second, goes back, but he's already a dead man. Here had nades in hand. Buster will trade, and he has just been a beast. Buster, absolutely MVP of the series. Locked down both maps. Flip ready to swing. He'll get 1.5. Nades ready to stop Copenhagen Flames commit, and if they do, it will leave Zyphon alone on the A site. Right now, it will be nice to see Copenhagen Flames go back. Zyphon has so much room, he's going to be calling it.
Yeah, but dude, VP get in your head. Like, Zyphon, I feel like if this was versus any other team, you might have seen him getting a little more curious.
Hello.
I think James seen him there on the jump spot, and so he knows now Zyphon's missed his window of opportunity and has to just leave the apartments. That spot from Jame has triggered a third man to pull on over towards A, as is often the case.
Why not? Just send Buster as well. Screw it.
And when they don't hear anything for a while, I almost wonder if we see qikert aggress from here. Right? Try to take what you feel like might be a lurk at this point in time, because it's been so quiet, it's been so slow that you're going, okay, I don't buy this, I don't buy it for a second. And they do deal with Zyphon over at A. This only leaves the B component of this round. And in they go, James already here. And over at the back of the site, you've got Buster to get past. A rough spot, and the gap in the smoke is held by James AWP. nicoodoz, as good as he's been, as much as he's been able to deliver at moments like this, he's just not ready for Buster, and there it is, Virtus.pro 2-0 and dominant throughout. It's one hell of a look to open up their group stage in Katowice.